Welcome back everybody, and if you are new here, welcome to my channel Gochujang Mamá. I like to post all sorts of recipe videos weekly, and today I am making Milanesa, which is basically a crunchy, breaded, thin beef cutlet, and here's how I do it. First, I'm going to make a seasoning mixture to season my beef cutlets. So here I have a 1/4 teaspoon of freshly cracked black pepper. I'm going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of Lawry's seasonal seasoned salt. You can just use salt if that's what you prefer. I like Lawry's. I'm also going to use a 1/2 teaspoon of granulated garlic powder and a 1/2 teaspoon of granulated onion powder. Now, for your seasoning, you definitely can season to preference. You could use this mixture that I'm doing today, which goes really well. It seasons very well, and you can add more or you can take away. It's up to you. Basically, salt and pepper will do. Okay, so now everything is in the bowl. I'm going to give it a good mix, and now I'm ready to season my meat. Today, I'm going to be using 1 pound of thinly sliced beef chuck shoulder roast, and this is basically packaged for Milanesa. Now you can use the cut of beef that you like, but this is what I'm going with today. So what I'm going to do is basically take each slice and I'm going to pound it out a little bit thinner because beef chuck shoulder roast is not very tender. So I feel like when you do pound it out a little bit thinner, it sort of tenderizes it as well. And it makes it a lot more manageable to eat because this is not a very tender cut of meat. So now that it's pounded out a little bit thinner and tenderized, I'm going to slice it in the middle and it'll give me 2 pieces. You can leave it whole into a large piece, but I find these smaller pieces easier to cook and manage. So now all I'm going to do is basically season it on both sides and place it right into this glass dish. And I'm going to let all of my seasoned meat just sit there covered until I'm ready to start dredging it and coating it. You can do this overnight and let it just sit in the dry seasonings overnight to sort of dry marinate, but I like to do this right before I prepare all of my dredging ingredients. Now the breading I like to use for my Milanesa is crackers. Today I'm using unsalted topped crackers. If you have just regular saltine crackers, that works as well. Just know that obviously it's going to have more salt in it, so you might have to adjust the salt in this recipe. Okay, so I'm going to be crushing a sleeve and a half. That is roughly 60 crackers. And I will be sure to put the measurements and ingredients in the description below this video. So now that everything is crushed, I'm placing it in a bowl and that is ready. You can use breadcrumbs. That is a traditional thing to bread your cutlets with, but I like crackers. Okay, I'm also going to take a 1/3 cup of all-purpose flour and season it with a 1/4 teaspoon of freshly cracked black pepper, and I'm also going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of Lawry's seasoning. You can use salt or the seasoning of your choice. Once I add that, I'm just going to give this a good mix, and that is ready to dredge my cutlets in. Next, I'm going to take 1 large egg and I'm just going to place that into a bowl and start beating it a little bit. And then I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of water. Now, essentially you could just use 2 large eggs, but I find 1 large egg with the addition of water works just as well. So once everything is mixed and prepared, I'm going to set up an assembly line, and here I have a baking sheet, and once I start dredging and coating my beef cutlets, I'm just going to set them on this baking sheet and just continue until I finish coating all of them. And here is my meat. It's already pounded thin and seasoned. So now what I'm going to do is basically dredge the meat in the seasoned flour. And from the seasoned flour, I'm going to dunk it into my egg wash, which is, again, 1 large egg with a 1/4 cup of water mixed into it, and then right into my crushed crackers. Again, you can use breadcrumbs, panko works, use the coating of your choice. And I'm just going to make sure this is completely coated, and I'm going to give it a firm press. And then once I do that, I'm just going to lay it right on my baking sheet and continue the process. Okay, so once I'm done coating all of my beef cutlets, I'm going to let them set on the counter just to set, make sure the coating sticks, and to take the chill off the meat. In the meantime, I'm going to start preheating my oil. Here I have a large skillet. I've added probably a 1/2 inch of oil, and I'm going to put it on a medium heat and just let it heat and come to temperature. You'll want to fry at around 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So now that my oil has come up to temperature, I'm going to start frying my Milanesa. And because these steaks are so thin, it's not going to take lots of time to cook them. Probably a minute, maybe less, on each side, or until the exterior is golden brown and the way you like it. Now that all of my Milanesas are done, they are golden brown and crunchy, I'm ready to serve a plate. And today I am going to be serving this alongside a simple salad and delicious Mexican rice. Be on the lookout for the link to that recipe that I used today in the description below this video. Here is a very simple and easy way to serve Milanesa. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I definitely hope you give this recipe a try. I hope you like it, and thanks for watching.